So when you think of Puerto Vallarta, you're probably picturing beaches, right? Tourists, sunshine. But what if I told you that one of the most effective operations in town isn't a resort, but a charity? And get this, it's run by veterans with the kind of precision you'd expect from a military campaign. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how they pull it off.
Okay, so the secret sauce here is a group of U.S. military vets who built this incredible philanthropic organization. And they're not just winging it. They're using a concept pulled straight from the military playbook. It's called COMREL, which is short for community relations. The whole idea is to take the skills you learn in the service, logistics, planning, execution, and use them to build real, tangible support for their new home. To really get what makes the Jay Sadler Project, or the JSP as they call it, tick, you have to understand the partnership at its core. It's a classic story, really. Two guys, totally different backgrounds, but their skills mesh together to create something, well, something pretty close to the perfect philanthropic machine.
And here they are, the two forces that made this whole thing happen. On one side, you've got Jay Sadler. He's the visionary. A Navy vet, also a farmer, so you know he's a hands-on guy. He brought that sweat equity philosophy. Then you have Dennis Reich, the architect. Former fire chief, a master of systems, logistics, you name it. You could almost say Sadler was the heart and soul, while Reich came in and built the skeleton, the structure that made it all strong and able to grow. In this quote from Dennis Reich, man, it tells you everything you need to know about what drove him. He said, "The American Legion was like a snail, hiding back in its shell." See, when he got to Puerto Vallarta, he saw the local veterans group as being way too inward-looking. His whole mission was to crack that shell wide open and show the entire community what these vets could do through real, visible work that helped everyone. So how do you break a snail out of its shell? You need a mission that's impossible to ignore, right? Something big, something visible, but also something that has a real deep impact. And they found the perfect thing, their now legendary annual toy drive.
And when I say big, I'm not kidding. This isn't just a handful of toys. We are talking about over 4,000 toys delivered to kids all across the region in a single year. This isn't just a few nice volunteers with a bag of gifts. This is a full-blown logistical operation.
But here's where you see just how smart their approach is. They don't deliver the gifts on Christmas. Nope. They timed it to match the local tradition, delivering them on January 6th for Dia de Reyes, or Three Kings Day. Think about that. It's such a simple shift, but it shows so much cultural respect. It proved they weren't just there to give stuff. They were there to listen and be part of the community. That built a ton of goodwill.
Okay, so how do you even get 4,000 gifts to all these kids? Well, this is where their military background shines. It is a masterclass in logistics. It all kicks off at a central warehouse where volunteers sort and wrap everything. From there, convoys of trucks and even motorcycles push deep into these remote mountain villages. But that's not all. At the same time, they launched the toy boat, which makes deliveries all along the coast to places like Quimexto and Yalapa, communities you literally can't get to by road. It's a genuine amphibious operation.
Now, that toy drive is amazing, right? But it's just one day out of the year. So it begs the question, what is the Jay Sadler Project doing on the other 364 days? And this is where that core mission of COMREL really kicks into high gear.
This is the nuts and bolts, the real year-round grind. Their mission is focused on projects that might not be glamorous, but are absolutely vital. We're talking about things like renovating kindergartens, painting, welding, repairs, doing maintenance for senior citizens' homes, supporting the local children's cancer center, upgrading the school for the deaf. They tackle up to 45 of these projects in a single year. This isn't just handing out donations, it's community building in its purest form, all through that idea of sweat equity.
Which of course brings up the million-dollar question, or, well, the thousands of dollars question. How do they pay for all this? I mean, the materials for 45 projects, thousands of brand new toys, that all costs real money. The answer is fascinating. It lies in this really clever fundraising model that taps right into the heart of the local expat community.
So their main fundraiser is a huge annual chili cook-off. And honestly, the way they've structured it is genius. They have a dual voting system. First, there's the popular vote. That's for everyone who buys a ticket. It's basically a fun popularity contest, which is brilliant because it gets all the local restaurants to rally their regulars and sell a ton of tickets. But then there's the professional vote. They bring in a panel of actual chefs to do a blind tasting. This gives the whole event some serious culinary cred and prestige. It's the perfect mix of fun and quality. And if you look at the 2024 results, you can see just how woven into the community fabric this project is. The winners, you've got Captain Don's, Murphy's Irish Pub, Nacho Daddy. These aren't just random restaurants. These are the social hubs of the expat community. So they're not just writing a check and walking away. They're true partners, mobilizing volunteers and cash right from the heart of the very community they serve.
So when you pull back and look at the whole picture, what do you see? It's so much more than just another charity. What they've built is a sustainable, replicable model for philanthropy, and it's all built on that simple but incredibly powerful idea of just showing up and getting your hands dirty.
And hey, don't just take my word for how effective this is. Listen to this. This is a quote from the president of DIFE. That's the main Mexican government agency for family welfare, and the JSP's most important partner. She said, "We value you. We appreciate what you have done for us from the heart." When the local government is saying that to you publicly, you know you're doing something right. That's the ultimate seal of approval. And maybe the most important part of this whole story is that the organization has proven it's built to last. It can survive beyond its founders. The new president, Peter Vine, is a perfect example. What's his day job? He owns a local fishing charter company, which means he literally brings the boats, the maritime assets, that they need for that amphibious toy route we talked about. His professional life directly fuels the charity's mission. How incredible is that for ensuring a sustainable future? So, it all comes back to this one big question. What happens when a community's goodwill is organized with military precision? Well, the Jay Sadler Project gives us a pretty powerful answer. You get renovated schools, you get families who feel supported, you get this incredible fusion of compassion and just plain good execution. It's a model that proves what's possible when a community stops just writing checks and starts rolling up its sleeves. And it really makes you wonder, how many other communities out there are sitting on that exact same untapped potential?